Here are some of the strangest events that have happened in history. The Dancing Plague. In 1518, something extremely strange happened in Strasbourg. A woman named Frau Trophia walked into the street and began dancing. She danced for days. Soon, dozens of other people joined her. Then hundreds. Some people reportedly danced for weeks without stopping. They collapsed from exhaustion, dehydration, and even heart problems. The authorities actually believed the solution was to let them dance it out. They opened dance halls and hired musicians. But instead of stopping, even more people started dancing. Nobody knows exactly what caused it. Some historians believe it may have been mass hysteria. Others suggest poisoning or extreme psychological stress. But the strangest part is this: no one knows why the first woman started dancing, and no one knows how it ended. The war over a bucket. In 1325, two Italian cities, Bologna and Modena, went to war. The reason? A wooden bucket. A group of soldiers from Modena allegedly stole a bucket from Bologna. Bologna demanded that it be returned. Modena refused. So Bologna declared war. The conflict became known as the War of the Bucket. Thousands of soldiers fought. Bologna lost. And the bucket? Modena kept it. To this day, the original bucket is reportedly preserved in Modena. So technically, one of history's strangest wars was fought over a household object. The Pope who was put on trial after death. In 897 AD, Pope Formosus died. But his successor, Pope Stephen VI, hated him so much that he ordered something unbelievable. Formosus's body was dug out of its grave. His corpse was dressed in papal robes and placed on a throne in a courtroom. A dead man was then put on trial. A deacon was forced to answer questions on the corpse's behalf. The dead pope was found guilty. His papacy was declared invalid, his robes were removed, and his body was thrown into the Tiber River. But things got even stranger. The people of Rome became furious. Eventually, Pope Stephen VI was imprisoned and strangled. The dead pope was later recovered from the river and reburied. This bizarre event became known as the Cadaver Synod. The Great Emu War. In 1932, Australian farmers were facing a serious problem. Around 20,000 emus were destroying crops. So the Australian government sent soldiers armed with machine guns. The army launched a military operation against the birds. But the emus were faster and more difficult to hit than expected. The soldiers fired thousands of rounds. Yet the emus kept escaping. The army eventually withdrew. The operation was considered a failure. Newspapers began joking that the emus had won the war. And technically, they did. The fear of being buried alive. In the 18th and 19th centuries, people were genuinely terrified of being buried alive. Medical knowledge was limited. Sometimes people were mistaken for dead after falling into comas or suffering from illnesses that slowed their heartbeat. Because of this fear, special coffins were invented. Some had bells connected to the inside. Others had breathing tubes. If the person woke up underground, they could ring a bell. A guard might then dig them up. The expression, "saved by the bell," is sometimes linked to this fear. Although the exact origin of the phrase is debated, the idea of being buried alive was very real. Some people even left instructions saying, "Do not bury me until I am dead." A terrifying request, considering the whole point of a funeral was supposed to be that they already were.